Thank you for joining us. Now, this is coming less than 2 months after the attack on the May 15 bridge in Egypt, in which a policeman was killed. Now, why do policemen seem to always be the target of militants in Egypt?
I mean, obviously, the security forces is always a target. I think that's not unique to Egypt. It's also happening in other countries, because the sole aim of the insurgent groups is to undermine the authority. And I guess a police officer or a security man is representing the authority. So in that way, the political message from the insurgent attack is that the authority is not in control of the security of the people. I guess that's what it is.
But I also understand that these Islamists, well, are kind of undermining the government of al-Sisi, since they're in support of Morsi that was forcefully removed. Isn't that it?
I mean, probably we are speculating, but of course, the insurgency started after Morsi's government was also by Sisi, and of course after that there's a security vacuum. There's no doubt. The security vacuum is created by the political vacuum, because it's a major political force in the country, has been declared as a terrorist organization. Terrorism is not my term; it's the Sisi's government's term. Muslim Brotherhood, who won the election, been declared as a terrorist organization, and obviously millions of supporters of Muslim Brotherhood cannot just disappear. It will create a security vacuum, and I believe that is a major problem, internal problem to Egypt. And of course, insurgency is not unique to Egypt; it's also a regional wide. I mean, just in your news, I heard that there was attacks in Africa, it's North Africa, there's Libya, and of course Iraq, Syria, and so on. So it's a regional and also internal.
Okay, so Rebwar, sorry for coming in there, but how long do you think Egypt will put up with these attacks if it continues unending?
I don't really envisage to end for these terror attacks, as you put it, because because it's not. I mean, there's of course a major problem with Sisi's authority. They haven't really been able to stabilize the country. The country is still in the state of civil unrest, and Sisi's government policy, it seems to me, is just one-sided, just looking at the security. Of course, Egypt needs more than security in order to stabilize the country. You need jobs, you need investment, you need education, and infrastructure, and so on. And also, it is the insurgency is a regional issue. I mean, it's very difficult to see these attacks disappear if we have like thousands or tens of thousands of insurgents in Libya, in Syria, in Iraq, and so on. So it is. I mean, I'm sorry to say, but I'm not very optimistic.
Now that you talk about Sisi's approach being one-sided, it brings me to the next question. Countless have died in militant attacks in Egypt. To what extent do you think the Egyptian government should review its approach to suppressing dissent and opposition in the country?
I think it's an immediate issue. I think it's for the Egyptian authority to look at their policy and to look at how they try to evolve a civil society. And the way now is happening, and Sisi standing with all the generals behind him, trying to to assert his authority. I mean, security is one side. You cannot really have security if you have civil unrest, if people are not productive in jobs, if there's no infrastructure, if there's no investment. Probably Egypt needs a very good 5-year to 10-year plan, economic, financial plan, in order to bring some sort of prosperity into the country. I mean, the problem with Egypt is not like other countries like Libya or Iraq or maybe I don't know other countries to have oil or other products. It relies on people visiting the country, while there are insurgency, bombs blowing up people in the country. Tourists are not going to visit Egypt, and this is this dilemma that Egypt living in. On one side, the economy is crippled by insurgency. At the same time, it's very difficult to revive because people are not visiting Egypt, and Egypt is desperate for investment. Maybe the other approach Egypt can take to have some sort of regional coalition or collaboration with other countries in the region in order to stop trafficking insurgents moving around the Middle East and North Africa. It is really a major problem. Insurgency has become a major problem the international community as a whole facing, and Egypt is not an exception.
All right. Rebwar Fatah, Director, Middle East Consultancy Service, thank you for your time.